Hello everybody, it's Arnie here once more again, and today I have for all of you something a little bit more different than I usually do. This right here is actually a birthday gift I got received yesterday. This right here is the Funko Pop Plus Wing Gundam Zero from also Gundam Wing. This right here is a 3-figure set of 3 figures that you can collect out of this besides the Wing Zero. You also get the Epion right there and the death size. Overall, the figures actually look pretty nice. There's one thing I would give Gundam always, is that fact that they already had chibi figures, their SD chibi figures already made. So for Funko to basically just make the design just basically correlating towards that, it's actually pretty easy for them since what's called almost all the Gundams, almost any of the mech series already have their chibi ass version, so it's actually pretty easy to make them. But it's actually fairly easy. Even before out of the box, the figure actually looks pretty nice. You can see right there, detail's not that bad. You can see the twin buster rifle right there with the shield. Overall, the coloring looks pretty nice before out of the box. But without further ado, folks, let's go with the unboxing of the figure. And we're back now, time to unbox the figure. And overall, the figure actually doesn't have any, I guess you would say, tape or clear tape right there, so blocking it. So this should be able to pop open pretty easily. Granted, I'm not somebody who usually, like I said before, I'm not somebody who usually collects Funko Pops. It's not something I do. Usually my sister, I'm going to be honest. But overall, this actually looks pretty nice, not going to lie. Out of the box, I kind of do like they also has like the little artwork from the space attack right there. Actually looks pretty nice. Going from that right here, he's in a little plastic casing, which is not bad at all. Time to get him out. Ooh, little plastic right there, so that's not too much. And since these are basically little guys right there, and bam, he's already out of the box, and overall looks pretty nice. You can see right there. Detail-wise for this guy, actually looks pretty nice. I'll just put the stand right here so I can actually have him right there. Overall, he looks actually pretty nice. Like, look at that right there, detail-wise. Overall, let's do a little bit spin over him or how he looks. His little tiny head, his little tiny body with his giant head. Like we always see with chibi figures, especially Gundam. Gundam has a good amount of chibi figures for almost all of its series right there. Going from the head, the detail work for it is pretty nice. They could have done a little bit more better on the painting right here. You can see right there where a little bit more the green kind of there could have been there. And some scraping off there, but you know, that's fine. It's kind of mass production. You're kind of expected from this. What's it called? That's pretty fine. Torso-wise, overall looks pretty nice. You can see right there. I will say the coloring could have been, they could have done a little bit better, but you know, it's fine. What's it called? It's a little bit nitpicks as somebody who builds model kits and does this. I might do some customization work on this and actually paint this a little bit much more better. You can see, this is probably what happens with a lot of these mass production stuff. Overall, not that bad. It was the paint job. Overall, it's pretty good. The beam saber clear effects looks pretty nice. It is chibi figure, so I kind of expected for this. Overall, but I will say the detail work for it is actually pretty nice. It's almost as detailed as you can see with some of the high grids. You can see right there. The twin buster rifle looks pretty nice. Overall, nice little figure, and he looks actually pretty nice. And we're back. And overall, not a bad actually little figure. Actually, it looks pretty nice. I think for someone who usually doesn't collect model kits and stuff, and you do receive this as a gift, it actually looks pretty nice. Some of the detail work and coloring could have been a little bit better. I kind of do feel like the machine work for this is not the best. You can see like a lot of the scuff marks and miss paint right here, which is fine. This happens a lot with figures. It happens a lot with mostly anything. But you know, overall, it still does the work. The paint job is still pretty nice. I will say that much. Besides some of the discoloring, some of the scratch marks that it did come with it, overall it's pretty nice. A lot of it I can actually fix on my own, which I might do. Like I said before, see right here on the waist and torso right here, some paint's kind of leaving a mark right there. Some paint basically leaving over there on the buster rifles. Some red paint right there on where the white goes. A lot of paint right here, missed paint right there. These are just nitpicks right here, but overall the figure still looks fantastic. And overall, something that will be look good on display, especially if you're just somebody who's just collecting out of, just collecting anything Gundam Blade, especially with Gundam Wing, especially when now Gundam Wing is actually getting to realization. It's actually something good that will be good to your collection right there, especially if you're a Gundam Wing fan. Overall, not bad. What's it called? I'll give this like a good 7 out of 10. Good figure, something I would display. I will say this, I will be doing a little bit more touch-up work just to fix some of the coloring issues for this. But that's mostly machine work stuff. When these get mass-produced, you're going to see this happen a lot. As someone like me who's a modeler and builder and painter, some of these I can fix on my own, but someone who just buy these for just by themselves, they might get a little bit, but this, like a lot of this, just superficial, so it really does not matter a lot, if I'm going to be honest. Overall, still a pretty good figure. I do recommend it. I have no clue how much this thing cost. What's it called? Because this was a birthday gift, so I'm not gonna know the price or where my cousin got it. But it is Funko. It is something for their band for Gundam Wing. What's it called? I guess you would call it a collaboration for Gundam. Overall, pretty good figure. I do recommend it if you do get it, especially if you're Gundam Wing fan and you love Wing Zero. Or a pretty nice little figure, and it's pretty cute for those who really do like it. But yeah, this is it for this review. If you did like it, please consider liking, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate it, folks. And as always, have a nice day. This is I Pardon, saying out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.